Well, it's Fairy Garden Thursday, and we're going to put a little fairy garden in this little area that I already have sort of built. We're going to move things around a little and make it magical once again. Well, as you can see, we have turned our log going another direction, put fresh green grass clippings on top to make it look really pretty and fresh. And even when it dries out, it will still look natural. And the best part of all, zero cost. Didn't spend any money at all. Now let's go to the next project on this fairy garden. Well, now I have all my plants in, and I think it's looking pretty nice. Now this is where the problem with doing fairy gardens it can run into. The cost of plants. I spent about $21 for 5 plants. So that isn't very cheap. But we are going to move these plants around and use them in more than one post because, like I said, they are pretty expensive. But as you can see, they look pretty nice, don't you think? Let's see if we can get in here and let you see what they look like a little bit better. I thought that one looked really pretty with the orange on top. What do you think? Now, all the fairy accessories I'm going to use, I've had them for years. They look a little faded, a little beat up. But you know, we just do the best we can with what we have. I think next year I'm going to do a lot of painting project in my fairy garden. Well, here we are. We're all finished. What do you think? The total cost for this little fairy garden was $21, and all $21 was spent on plants. Everything else I already owned and have. And we will eventually make this look a lot nicer in the future. We'll keep adding and building on what I have. Sorry, the lighting is so bad, but I am just wearing out so much I can't get this stuff done. And I'm going to try to start doing more things at the end of the day and do them on the weekends. The problem is I work second shift, and by the time I get off work, get in bed, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. By the time I get up and get out here, it's already got sun everywhere. So there's not really too much I can do. So we're just doing the best we can. But I did want to share with you what we have accomplished. I will try to do some more updated pictures and show you how beautiful this area looks when the lighting is better. But let's just share what we have. We have our beautiful little gnome house that used to be a boot. They've added some mushrooms for their steps, and they added a front door that does open and close. It needs to be repainted, so next year I'm going to try to do a video maybe every week or every other week of painting something I already own and have. So it will be a free post except for the paint, because one thing Grandma has a lot of is fairy buildings, houses, and people. And a lot of them I've had a long time and they need to be painted. So the little boot house, I probably had it like 5 or 6 years. My little gnomes down here, they are roasting their marshmallows. They're probably about 3 years old, or maybe 4. And they have a little campfire. We're going to get a little closer so you can see them. And the grass clippings, of course, were free. The house was free. I already had it. The gnomes, the little fire, everything is something I already owned and had. And I found the little pine cones on the ground as I was walking around, picked them up, brought them home. So another free post. Well, the post isn't free. The plants were $21. But all my fairy accessories were free because I already owned them and had them. And we will just keep plugging along. Now, these plants are not actually planted in the ground because Grandma doesn't want to be spending so much money. So you're going to see these plants in lots of other displays. And you're going to be amazed. Boy, I have a lot of those new plants. No, I bought them, and I'll probably use them in 4 or 5 displays, maybe for the whole month of November and maybe part of December. Like I said, making fairy gardens is not really that expensive, but what does cost you money is the plants. And I mean a lot of money. So we're going to try to just buy plants once a month, and I'll reuse them. Now don't get me wrong, they're going to get planted in the soil after I've used them quite a few times because, you know, Grandma's got to save some money somehow. So let me know what you thought about my little fairy garden. The gnomes out in their front yard roasting marshmallows on a nice cool night. What did you think? Well, let's do a little slideshow now and maybe get a little bit closer, and hopefully I can get some decent pictures to share with you.